impacts your life. I mean, nothing impacts your life and direction that it takes more than the person that you've chosen to share your life with. Nothing else. And they can either have a negative, neutral, or positive effect on your life. So I'm going to go through them now. Because relationships impact our lives, and how a particular relationship impacts our life is of utmost importance. Because just think about this. Why do we seek love? Why do so many of us want a relationship? Obviously, we hope it brings something good, and otherwise we would not seek it. Because have you ever met anyone that wants something that was going to bring them misery into their lives? I don't think so. I've never met anyone that says, I want to find someone that will make me miserable. We all want love, we all want to be loved, and we all want to be happy. However, things in life don't always go the way we want it. I mean, most people haven't had an overtly positive experience with relationships, or relationships haven't positively impacted your life, or to put it this way, your life was better without them in it. But some lucky ones have hit the jackpot and found eternal love and lived a life of happiness. Those are the lucky ones. So, how does a partner impact your life? Okay. Now, the first one is a neutral effect. You know, they neither add much to your life nor help you much in life itself. But on the other hand, they don't cause problems for you either. And that's the case where couples who live pretty much separate lives and don't really have much to do with each other's lives. You know, not necessarily that you choose things to be that way, it just happens to be that way because of your partner. And usually when you have a problem, they're either not in the position or don't have the skills to be able to help you. For example, you might have a problem at work with office politics and so forth, as a lot of people that work in corporate and the office they can be familiar with, would be familiar with. Now, because your partner may not have worked in corporate, they may not be able to understand what you mean and all the ins and outs, let alone be able to discuss the issue with you and help you come to a solution. Or you might be running your own business and need a trusted person to look after the financial part of it. And because your partner has no financial understanding, would not be able to help you with what you need help on. Because you see, when you're in difficulty or have a problem, normally the first person that people turn to would be their partner. And if they can't provide a solution or help you another way, you're basically on your own. And it's a sad feeling, like you're with your partner, you're with someone, but you're really on your own, so to speak. So it's like two people just happen to live together rather than sharing a life. Yeah. And but on the other hand, you know, they don't cause problems for you either, like overspend money, which, because it affects both your finances, also affects you separately and individually. So basically, add nothing to you, but don't pull you down either. You might as well be on your own then. Now, the next one that we all dread is if they have a negative effect on your life. And unfortunately, this is the one that's most common that people have found. They have a negative effect. And this is the reason why people divorce. Because for no one's going to be divorcing a partner that is making their life happy, would they? I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, people, I'm sure not many people would. This is also the stuff of relationship nightmares, so to speak. Not only do they not add anything to your life, not help you out, but they are also the cause of problems, grief, and hold you back in life, if not drag you down. So, an extreme example is your partner's a gambler. And because of that, you're always under financial stress, as every bit of saving that you have managed to have will either have been taken away by them to gamble, or you might have to cover all the expenses yourself, as all the money that he has gone into gambling, he or she. It's both, can be either. And a not so obvious example is if you are operating your own business, and not only do they not help, but they also get in the way. You see, they might be questioning everything you do and insist on spending money that should be going back into the business. And they might even keep complaining that you are not spending enough time with them, when, especially if you are at that crucial stage of setting up all your business, and that takes up all your time without any money coming in yet. So that is a difficult period. And so that's when you kind of like need a partner to pull up their game and help. If not help, then don't make things more difficult. Don't be an obstacle. But yet if they do, then that's another thing you have to deal with when you're already under so much stress. Now, before you all go jump up and down about what I've just said, I will explain later, and it is more in depth. There's more to it. So, and if you've happened to be one of many who have had bad experiences of and if you happen to be one of many who have had bad experiences with relationships, and now you're hearing all of this, you would, of course, wonder if you should even bother having a relationship at all. What's in it for you? What's in it for me, so to speak? And, well, what good will it do for me? You know, I keep hearing all these bad things, and I hear all the horror stories that everyone else does. Well, it's because they can have a positive impact on your life. You know, the good news is if you have chosen the right partner to have a relationship with, that partner or that relationship will bring a huge positive boost to your life in many ways that you wouldn't even realize, like your career, your finances, life in general. And most importantly, all the love that you will ever get, and the feeling that you mean more than anything in the world to someone. Because, for instance, take the example of work again. If you happen to want to change careers, then they will discuss the issues and work out a solution with you. If you want to start a business, then they would not only be willing, but also have the skills and knowledge to discuss and work out a plan together with you. They may even have the skills to work in it with you as well. Or, as it will take some time for a business to finally take off and bring money in, they would be willing to be the partner that will continue working to provide an income in the meantime while waiting for the business to take off, and, of course, bring money in, pay for itself first, and then be able to have a net positive cash flow. So anyone in business has been in business, you know exactly what I mean. Okay, so here, your partner in life will literally be just that. Someone which you will hold hands with and walk through the path of life together. A partner that will support you in everything you do. And that support will be emotional, financial, and whatever else other ways they can support you. So, and that is what we should all be aiming for. And that is what a partnership and a marriage can bring. It brings immense benefits over being single because you have someone to work to watch your back. You have someone that would bring another skill set with them that you do not have. So there you've gained without having to go do all that study and work experience. Go through all the experiences to gain that. You suddenly have that at your disposal, your beck and call. And not only they have a different point of view, and also remember that you can only ever physically be one place at a time and have one skill set and one way of doing things and one point of view. But if you had a true life partner, then you've just more than doubled your capacity. It's just like you've been working with one hand, but then you'll be given a left hand, another hand. If you're right hand, then given the left hand, and you can do so much more than double what you could do with one hand alone. You know, it's like the metaphor is like working on your own and going through life on your own. It's like trying to work with one hand. But with a second hand, with the left hand in particular, different, works together. Remember, both hands have to be working together to achieve. And just remember, you tie your hand behind your back, how much work you can get achieved. With a second hand, you can achieve far more than double what your single right hand can achieve. Even though it's just a left hand, it's not as strong as your right hand. But without the left hand, you are going to really miss it. So that's something for people to think about, and people don't realize the benefit. However, as I emphasize again, both hands need to be working together. Because if both go doing their own thing, then there's no point. Okay? There's no point, or even drag you down and just left hand just drag you down while you're trying to work with this one right hand like that. Okay? That is a drag, and those are the people you should not be entering a relationship with, much less marriage.